Hello everyone, this is Dr. Rajiv Gupta from SMT MD Patel Institute of Physical Science and Research, Anand. The course name is BSc Chemistry. The semester is 5th semester. Subject is Analytical Chemistry, which has subject code US05 CCHE24. Currently, I am taking the unit third, which is chromatography second, in which the first part, which is related to gas chromatography, and today I am going to talk about technique of gas liquid chromatography, means on which technique or what is the concept on which this gas liquid chromatography means GLC works. So first we classify the simple gas chromatography into two types, which are GSC and GSC. Sorry, here GLC by mistake it is written. This is GSC. Two types. How we have divided this gas chromatography into GSC and GLC, that was based on the nature of stationary phase. All other things are same in both type of chromatographies. See, in both type of chromatographies, the nature of mobile phase is same, means mobile phase physical state is gas. Gas could be helium, argon, these inert gases, nitrogen, okay, these inert gases, or could be oxygen, hydrogen, like this. These work as mobile phase, so the mobile phase are same in both type of gas chromatographies. Now, nature of stationary phase. In case of GLC, the stationary phase physical state will be liquid, but in case of GSC, gas solid chromatography, the stationary phase nature is solid, means here only solid particles are filled as stationary phase in the column, but here liquid coated, a non-volatile liquid, which could be organic compound liquid, organic liquid, that non-volatile liquid coated solid particles will be filled in column as stationary phase. Now, what is the mechanism of separation? Separation of sample, different components of sample. How these components of sample could be separated? This is the mechanism. In GLC, the partition takes place in between mobile phase and stationary phase. Here, the sample molecules are solubilized in this liquid phase, which is coated over solid particles. So it is called as partition. Partition of sample molecules in between mobile phase and stationary phase. But here in GSC, adsorption takes place. Adsorption of sample molecules over these solid particles. So this phenomena is a surface phenomena, one type of surface phenomena, bit because it happens on the solid surface particles, only on surface of that particles. These adsorbed molecules does not go inside this solid particle, but in partition the sample molecules goes inside this liquid phase. Okay, so this is actually a solubilization of that unknown sample molecules inside this liquid. Technique in the both type of chromatography, column technique is used, means these separations takes place inside the columns, and this type of chromatography is called as GLC, and this second type is GSC. These are the name of chromatographic methods. In our course or in our syllabus, this is included, means we are to study GLC. Again, the difference is shown of GLC and GSC. See this first diagram, this first portion of this diagram. This is the GSC adsorption, where these gas molecules, actually these gas molecules means vaporized sample. These vaporized sample where different compounds are, different components are present here, red color, green color, yellow color, these components are adsorbed on the surface of this blue colored solid particle. See, this solid particle is adsorbent. This solid particle is adsorbent, on which its surface is covered by these gas particles or vaporized sample particles. But in case of GLC, partition takes place. In this partitioning, these sample molecules are go inside this coated layer. See, this is the particle, solid particle, which is covered by a non-volatile liquid phase. Okay, so this combinedly is called as stationary phase particle. It is the transfer section, this third portion of this image. This is the transfer section of this image. Here we can see that this core portion, this insider core portion is of solid particle, and this outer side light blue colored portion is coated thin film of non-volatile liquid phase. So this is the stationary phase. We can observe here that these particles of sample are going inside this, or can be say that solubilizing inside this liquid phase, but these are not going in this. This is empty. Okay, this is empty, means these sample molecules will not go inside this solid particle. This will go inside this liquid phase. So this is the simple technique of this GLC, and this is for GSC. Now we have to see GC, especially GLC, or afterward we could directly say it GC, because all the GCs which generally used to analyze organic compounds are mostly GLC. So just in normally we can use term GC. The principle of separation in GC or GLC is partition, as we have seen earlier. The mixture of components to be separated is converted to vapor and mixed with gaseous mobile phase. This is the first part of this this experiment or this practical, where a mixture of components, yani this is a sample, our sample, mixture of components, this is our unknown sample or could be known sample. This will be separated. Okay, first it is vaporized and mixed with gaseous mobile phase. First it will be vaporized, because these components will be volatile in nature, so this could be easily vaporized by using some temperature. Okay, so these will be mixed in gaseous mobile phase first. Now this mixture of sample and mobile phase go into the column. Okay, go into the column. This is called as a eluent. Okay, as a eluent, this is go into the column where already stationary phase is present. Stationary means not movable, not movable phase. Stationary phase is already present. This mixture or vaporized sample travel through this stationary phase. Okay, slowly and eluted later. Eluted means what is the meaning of eluted? Means it comes out from the column. It comes out from the column as different components. Means these components will be separated inside the column and these will eluted from the column one by one. The components which is less soluble in stationary phase travel faster and eluted out first. See, this is the very main line. A component which is less soluble in stationary phase means which has less partition or less partition coefficient, that will travel faster. Means uh, sample molecules, that sample molecules or component molecules which are less soluble in stationary phase will travel faster. Obviously, which component that will not interact with stationary phase will move faster with mobile phase gas, and it will elute first. Means it comes out from the column first. Means we can say that at this point this mixture of mobile phase and this uh, goes into the column as inlet, and here it is outlet. Means it comes out from the column. So which travels faster, it will comes out first, and which will travels slower inside the column, that will eluted last. Okay. Now two components has same partition coefficients. If there are two components or more than two components are present in sample, then we know that all the compounds, organic compounds or inorganic compounds, do not have same partition coefficient. All the compounds have different partition coefficients. Means their solubility in stationary liquid phase will be different. Okay, so due to this solubility difference, these moves faster or slower depending on their partition coefficient. So the components are separated according to their partition coefficient. Which component has high partition coefficient, that will travel slower, and which have low partition coefficient, that will travel faster. Partition coefficient is the ratio of the solubility of the substance distributed between two immiscible liquids at a constant temperature. Okay, this is the simple definition of partition coefficient. Here the two immiscible liquids are actually, one is liquid stationary phase and the other is fluid, that is mobile phase, gaseous mobile phase here. Okay, gaseous mobile phase here, which contains a sample. So that actually that vaporized sample will interact with this stationary phase. Okay, and due to this difference of miscibility of these sample components, these separate one by one. No two components will come out at the same time, because two different molecules always have different properties, different polar nature, different partition coefficients. So these will elute one by one. Factors which influence the gas chromatographic separation. First factor is volatility of compound. See, the compound which is present in sample, if contains high volatility, high volatile nature means that vaporize easily. If you put that compound in beaker, that it will vaporize in very less time. So due to this volatility, this compound will not interact or will less interact with stationary phase and will less solubilize in stationary phase. So it will travel faster. So it will comes out first from the column. Second nature is polarity of compounds. This also depends on the nature of stationary phase. we know that like dissolve like means polar solvent dissolve polar molecules or polar solute, and non-polar solvent dissolve non-polar solutes. We know that it very well, as we know that KCl can be dissolved into water, but KCl could not be dissolved into benzene or other organic solvents. Likewise, toluene could not be dissolved in water, but toluene could be easily solubilized in benzene. So, same type of means non-polar interaction and polar interaction we can see. If stationary phase is polar, then polar sample molecules will retain inside the stationary phase and will travel slower. Okay, so depending on that nature of the stationary phase, we can see the separation, this factor of separation, this that is depending on the polarity. See, the first is volatility and second is polarity and third is column temperature. Okay, because we have to put all the compounds in vaporized phase in the column, components or compounds which are present in sample in vaporized form, we have to put the column temperature somewhat elevated, means not at room temperature, depending on the boiling point of the components in sample. These could be 50 degree, 100 degree, 150 degree, 200 degree, depending on the nature of sample, means boiling points of sample components. If we raise column temperature, see, raise matlab increase, if we increase column temperature, then the components of sample becomes more volatile, or we can say becomes these becomes more vaporized, so the speed of mobile phase increases inside the column. Okay, column packing polarity, polar columns differentiate or retain polar compounds, and non-polar columns means columns which contain non-polar stationary phase or non-polar liquid stationary phase, and polar columns that which contains polar liquid stationary phase. So polar columns generally retain or makes slower speeds of polar components, and non-polar columns make lesser speeds or slower the speed of non-polar components of sample. So this depends on the column packing polarity, because these are packed column which are filled with this stationary phase. So the polarity of that stationary phase decides that which component will move faster inside the column and which will move slower inside the column. Then flow rate of gas, if carrier gas flow rate is faster, then the compounds will move faster in the column. Okay, this is the simple thing. And length of the column, these factors also affect the resolution of the chromatography. If the speeds are high, very high, then we will not get good separation. Also, the length of the column decides the quality of separation. Generally, the column lengths are very high. These could be 1 meter to 50-60 meters. Column lengths are chosen as depending on the nature of used sample. Okay, if a sample moves very fast, suppose even at low temperatures, if moves very fast inside the column, then the column length should be high, means the column should be longer. But if the sample retains in column for much time or for longer time, or the sample travels inside the column slower, very slowly, then the long length is not required, then shorter columns are sufficient. So depending on the sample we choose the length of columns. Okay, so that depends on basically that on the sample, nature of sample. This is the basic principle of retention of sample components. When a sample is entering from this side of the column, see this cylindrical shape is a part of column. Okay, this is a column which is a type of hollow tube like, which is filled with stationary phase. This is filled with stationary phase here, this stationary phase, and here the gas flow of mobile phase. Okay, this is the gas flow which is mobile phase, which contains sample. When it goes inside the sample, suppose there are two samples are present in that, two components are present in that sample. One is blue colored as shown here and one is red colored. So these are separated according to their interaction with the stationary phase. See, this is called as retention. What is retention means? Moving slowly, or we can say retained some time, means it takes more time moving forward. Here this red colored sample component or component molecules are moving faster inside the column, but these blue colored particles or blue color compound of sample moving slower inside the column, because we can see that it is showing more interaction with stationary phase, but these red color particles are showing less interaction with stationary phase. So the partition coefficient, or we can say partition of these blue colored compound is high, but its partition coefficient is lower, so it is moving faster and it is moving slower. So its retention is high, mean it is more retenting in this column. So its retention is high and its retention is low. So this red colored is moving faster and this is coming and following this red color particles. So these blue colored particles are moving slower. So here when the sample is inserted with this carrier gas or with this mobile phase, these both were mixed together as a mixture, but inside the column both are separated according to their retention time. Okay, so here we can see that these are retained more time, so its retention is high. Blue colored particles have more retention, but these have low retention. So as we get their peaks finally, so we get large peaks with high area, these peaks high area for more retended products, but for short peaks or smaller peaks or low area peaks for shorter retended products or sample component. So this is the very basic phenomena which happens inside the column, where these sample molecules or components interact with stationary phase according to their nature. Suppose here again this is shown in different by different graphics, where this is stationary phase, this yellow colored, and this blue colored is mobile phase. This mobile phase contains sample. Okay, when it moves inside the column and go through this stationary phase, then the components of sample are solubilized in this stationary phase and make a type of equilibrium in between, this type of equilibrium. Where this equilibrium shift towards stationary phase, that components retain for more time, and that which show less interaction or less solubility in stationary phase, this stationary phase, especially a liquid stationary phase, that will move faster. Okay, so here equilibrium is shown in between this solubilization between these two phases, this mobile phase and stationary phase. Okay, we can see that the molecules of the mixture interact with the molecules of the mobile and stationary phase. This is retardation of rate of movement of molecules. Okay, where this interaction is high with stationary phase, there is retardation of rate of movement. Retardation means stopping of movement of molecules in the molecule, stopping, somewhat retardation. Then rate of movement of molecules will be slower. Each molecule interacts differently with mobile phase and stationary phase. This physical interaction is different for different type of components. Which component, that component which interacts high with stationary phase moves slower. This is again a graphical representation of this movement of mobile phase inside column. These columns are shown. See, there are many particles are shown. These blue colored particles are can be shown for mobile phase gas, means nitrogen gas, argon gas, helium gas, oxygen gas, any inert gas. These are mobile phase gas. And these big particles, that red color particles, black color particles, and these green or other particles are sample particles. Okay, these are different components. This red color, that one component, that black colored second component, this green color third component, and this other color, that is fourth component. Okay, now when this mobile phase travels inside the column, then these will be separated according to their retention. See, here these green colored particles are eluted or comes out first from the column, so these are moving faster, okay, or traveling faster inside the column, so these are coming out first and can be detected first by the detector, a detector which is present in this instrumentation. Okay, now second, it contains comparatively high retention time inside the column compared to these green particles, so it eluted after this, then black color, then red color. So we can see that red color particles or red color components, or we can say that this component of sample moves slowest inside the column and eluted at last. See, at last this red color. See, first which is eluted, this green color, and last which is eluted, eluted means comes out from the outlet of this column. This is the red color. So this is actually a qualitative and quantitative estimation is shown for this type of mixture. Suppose this is an organic compound, this type of 4 component mixture of organic compound. Here qualitative and quantitative both type of measurements or identification are shown in these curves. See, which one is first eluted, this green colored. Now when a detector will detect this, we get this type of peak, this first peak, yani first time 1, yani first time we will get this peak. After that, after some time, we will get a peak for this second eluted molecules. Then we get a third peak for these black colored these component, and last, yani at highest time interval, means at last we will get a peak in detector. Using this detector, we get a peak as a result of for this red component. So this is the, we can see, show that this is the 0 time, and here as we move from this x direction along this line x direction, the time is increasing. So first it is eluted, then this, and this. So this is actually a qualitative, because all the components are shown, all the components are separated, and all the and different peaks are shown for each component. Also the peak area is shown. These peak areas show the quantitative estimation, where with the component which contains high peak area or high peak height, that has high percentage in that sample, and which show, and that component which show low peak, short peak, and low peak area, short peak area, that is present in low percentage on or in low amount in that sample mixture. So this is the basic, very basic principle of estimation or identification of mixture, of sample mixture, where qualitative and quantitative both type of measurements could be done using gas liquid chromatography, GLC or GC. Okay. Now this curve is shown particularly for one component. Suppose only one component is present in that sample, only one compound is present in that sample, then what will happen? How will get these peaks in detector in that system? Consider the gas chromatography of a single compound. Okay, that sample contains only a single compound. Suppose the column length is L centimeter, temperature is Tc degree Kelvin, means this is column temperature. Tc is column temperature in degree Kelvin. Then ideal chromatogram is shown here. Okay, that instrument on which we work for GC, that is called as chromatograph, and this which we obtain as a result, we see is it as a chromatogram. See here, the Tm is the retention time of non-retentant carrier gas. Carrier gas, that could be helium, argon, nitrogen N2. Okay, so these gases are non-retentant. Non-retent means these carrier gas which are present in mobile phase will not interact with stationary phase, means with these will go inside the column very fast. Okay, these will travel inside the column very fast without any interaction with stationary phase. So its mobile phase, which is called as mobile phase, this Tm is here, M is for mobile and T for time, means retention time. Actually this is retention time. It's time required for maximum for solute peak to reach the detector in a gas chromatography, that is called retention time. See, means that time which is required to gain that mobile phase or carrier gas from entering the column and go inside the detector finally. This is the time, and this time actually shown by the solute peak. This peak actually shows at the correct time of approaching this or the, going this mobile phase inside the detector. So first this mobile phase peak has come here. If detector is detecting this mobile phase, we get this type of peak. But after some time, because we know that the second peak is for this unknown compound, this single compound, this compound interacts with this this stationary phase and retained more time in the column, or we can say that it passes more time inside the column compared to this carrier gas. So it will comes out from the column at after some time. It takes some time from removing the column and approaching to detector. So this TR is R for retention, T for time. This is retention time of this single compound. This single compound time is shown here. See, it eluted last after this, so it has more retention time. Means it passes more time inside the column, so it has more retention time inside the column. So it is the peak of this single compound. So these are the two new definitions which are retention time, means the time required for the maximum for solute peak to reach the detector in a gas chromatography, that is called as retention time. And the second term is retention volume, that is called as VR. The definition is the volume of a gas required to carry a component maximum through the column in called retention volume. These terms we will see in further lectures in detail. So the next part of this lecture we will consider, we will discuss in next lecture. Thank you.